Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to TimeToPlay.com's Empower Half Hour, where today we are going to be discussing seasonal affective disorder, something I think that is, affects people during this time of the year. And most interestingly, when I was doing some research, it could affect people in the summer and stuff like that too. So Michael's hopefully calling in, and I'm waiting for that. My name is Doreen Guma. I am the founder of TimeToPlay.com, and I am a professional life coach, certified professional life coach, certified professional coach. And also, I've worked in healthcare for 27 years and basically got tired of seeing the sick and sad and decided to try to do something to help people enjoy life. So basically, I did a lot of research on seasonal affective disorder. You can Google it. There's just tons of stuff out there. And one of the most important things that was conveyed is that it is not something for us to self-diagnose. We should actually speak with our physicians if we're concerned that we might have some type of seasonal issue. Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
Good morning.
Michael Waterman has joined us, and Michael is our makeup and beauty expert and co-founder of Be Extraordinary fragrance and makeup line, and Michael has 37 years in the business, making people look and feel beautiful. So that's why he's part of this Time to Play project. So I was saying that it's very important not to self-diagnose. And I actually had listened to a video from a Dr. Allison Benthal. She's an internal medicine physician, and she had an article in the Chicago Tribune. So it was an interesting video, very, very short, very, very explanatory, summarized it very much. She said most people are affected by seasonal affective disorder in the late fall, and January and February are the months because it's very dark out on the Northeast. It's very dark out, and we have a very small period of sunshine. And basically it creates a neurotonin imbalance in our brains, which is a neurotransmitter. And so we have some issues where we'll crave carbs and foods and get weight gain. So very interesting, weight gain if we're really tired in the, during the winter, I guess. It's something, we feel like something's wrong. We might be crabby, that type of thing. So basically what I've been advocating for since I started the idea behind Time to Play is that we need to be kind of an enjoy life detective to learn what we need to know so we can enjoy our life. And do remember that after 27 years in healthcare, I'd like to advocate for non-pharmacological ways to combat our physical ailments. Of course, there are medications that we do have to take, and that's absolute. I mean, you have to mix, and you, again, go to your doctor to figure out, but everything does have side effects. With seasonal affective disorder, it was probably around 2005, and I started working in skilled nursing. 2001. Started working in skilled nursing homes, and a lot of people there, they have issues. They call it sundowning in the night, or they might have some issues where they'll feel more depressed because you're more inside. You don't go outside as much, and the light is not the same. So light therapy, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I was going to say I worked as a producer about 4 years ago that was given light therapy because of his seasonal depression.
It's very interesting, right? And it helps, right?
I'd never heard of until he told me what he was doing. He was given a series of light boxes that he had to use during the day, starting because it was earlier in the winter, so it was like early December, so he had to start using them as it got darker out because the lack of vitamin A and D and the lack of light was giving him severe depressions.
And
so
it was very fixable, right?
Yes, and it was a very unique and interesting way, merely just to have extra light, but a particular kind of focused light, which really helped him recover. But he has to do that always now.
And that's very interesting. Again, this is something that you can maybe recognize, and again, that Enjoy Life Detective here, we're going to advocate for that. But this is something you can recognize. You could kind of do a little bit of research and go to your doctor and ask about it because this is something that is, like Michael said, very, very fixable. So I went to the main authority, Wikipedia. You know what I love about it is it's very it just explains stuff in very easy to understand terms. You know, you go to Harvard Medical School and it's a little more, in depth. But they have signs and symptoms. So I'm going to read this little 4 lines here because I think that this at least can get you thinking to see if this is something that you're feeling. So symptoms of SAD, seasonal affective disorder, may consist of difficulty waking up in the morning, nausea, tendency to oversleep and overeat, especially craving for carbs, which leads to waking. Other symptoms include lack of energy, difficulty concentrating on or completing tasks, withdrawal from friends, family, and social activities, decreased sex drive. They don't have a citation on that one, so I'm not sure if that's true or not true, but maybe you just don't like who you're with. But all of this leads to depression, pessimistic feelings of hopelessness, lack of pleasure, which characterize a person suffering from this disorder. People who experience spring and summer depression show symptoms of classic depression, including insomnia, anxiety, irritability, decreased appetite, weight loss, social withdrawal, and decreased sex drive. And this is what's written. The people, and Michael, everybody always says, oh, I gained so much weight in the winter. I'm so happy that we have bulky sweaters that we wear. Do you think, not that we're professional clinicians because we're not, but do you think that is, some of those people are looking and becoming, they might be affected by the seasonal affective disorder, and that
to some extent, yes, I do. Even I see my clients a lot of times. People come in and they are heavier, because not only are they eating for the holidays, they're just eating more. And they're, like you say, it's dark out. They're staying in. They're staying up late watching crazy movies, and then sleeping late. I did have a person living with me, as you know, that was bipolar and depressed. And in the winter, I noticed that she slept much, 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 much more. But I noticed just from quote unquote healthy people, my clients that have, that's exactly what happens. You change all your habits as the cold weather and as the light changes. Do you think it's kind of like human hibernation in a way, a little bit?
Oh, my gosh, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. They actually use that as an example. It says, in many species, activity is diminished during the winter months in response to the reduction of available food and the difficulties of surviving in cold weather. And they actually said hibernation. And that is some sort of a remnant in response to our ancestry. And that's very possible. Certainly, hopefully, we don't have a shortage of food anymore because, we don't grow it outside. But that is something that is discussed, and maybe that is inherent in our nature, and we have to actually work very hard to circumvent that in our innate. It's
if you
kind
go
of
back
interesting.
in time when we were not an agrarian society, when we were hunter-gatherers, winter was the most difficult of all times for
Absolutely.
our ancestors. It wasn't until we became more agrarian, till we learned how to put food down, to preserve food, and so we learned about, that you could bring fire indoors, that I think we were able to better cope with the darker, colder weather. And, the trouble is that people now, too, are kind of forgetting our natural instincts. We just kind of shut down, and this is what this is all about. This syndrome is all about. People just shut down, and the lack of communication with a doctor or with friends or with family really, really exacerbates it, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And it's very interesting. I actually read something, oh my goodness, if I could find it now, but I think they had said 20% of the people have this. And regarding the bipolar, there is discussion in the multiple articles that I did review about it causing increased depression during the winter months. So if somebody does have bipolar, it actually is something that will enhance their depressive tendencies during this time of the year, and that's interesting. So it's something to, again, be aware of. I wanted to discuss some ways of combating, and then we can always go back to discuss, some things. I mean, firstly, of course, is to be aware. And if, and that's something that we talk about all the time and we advocate. Like, once you become aware of something, like, it will trigger you. So if you wake up and you're really, really tired, or if you're making cookies every single night or pasta or something, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, that could be this, and kind of just be aware and change. And that's something I recently got a certification as a New York State Department of Health certified diabetes prevention counselor, and that's what we talk about, like the triggers, to just become aware of it and to change them. So if you feel this way, again, go to the doctor and get some advice, or, have them help you determine if this is actually what it is. But also to self-understand and self-know this is this trigger. So what are you going to do to stop it? Because you can be depressed, or you could be tired, you could be grouchy, or you could gain weight, or you could say, hey, I'm not going to do it, that I'm not going to take it anymore. What is that saying that's like that,
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. But,
you're
talking about people who are, you and I, that are a little more motivated with things. These clinically depressed or clinically, I'll call it sun-deprived or light-deprived people, have given up, and it's not because they want to give up emotionally. Bodies are reacting. It's a chemical reaction, not only an emotional reaction. That's the whole problem. You can realize you have the problem, but because you do have it, you may not do anything about it. And that's when friends and family and neighbors and such come in, where people say, hey, what's up, what's going on with you? So it's important to be aware of your friends, your family, your neighbors and such, so that you're able to help people when something like this is noticeable.
With no doubt.
The other thing is that, and Time to Play is a champion of this, the winter is a very high time of suicide rate going up as well. This darkness, this depression often, unfortunately, also brings on thoughts of suicide and destruction of oneself.
Well, I just actually read an article that Australia, for our youth, their youth, suicide in the United States is the third leading cause for our 15 to 24-year-old population, and there it's the first leading cause of death in their youth. And it's kind of sad a little bit, just a little bit, but that's the point of time to play. And, yes, you're 1,000% right. It's not only for our people, our individual people, but for our family members and our friends, because you know what? The whole goal behind Time to Play is people helping people. And if we can recognize it, and granted, it's a fight. Some people don't want to hear it, whatever, but nobody wants to feel like crap. I really believe that. So that's what this Enjoy Life Detective thought is, you know, how do we learn what we need to know so we can enjoy life? And that's the point of Time to Play. So Time to Play's goal is to provide triggers, to provide awareness so that we can, just regular people, you know, enjoy our life and stop that behavior that makes us unhappy in our life.
There's a thing that I noticed with us, community, and that's what's lacking in current society. People don't help people. People don't even... I lived in Manhattan for a long time. People aren't even aware of people. When you're walking up and down Penn Station or you're in the subway and you're with masses of crowds, you suddenly feel like you're part of a herd rather than a group of people. You know what I mean? You're just kind of walking there. I heard somebody long time ago, and it's not funny, it's called Les Morts qui marchent, the French, it's French for the dead that walk. And they just sort of march along, you know, into the nearest gate to get into a train or go onto the subway or walk into wherever they're going, but they're not conscious in a lot of ways, and certainly not conscious of each other. And that's where our goal is, to be a little more intrapersonal, to be aware of each other and to help each other.
I want to tell a quick story about Gregory, my 22-year-old. Greg lives in Queens. He is a psychology philosophy major at Baruch College, and he's moved out officially in October, and he has a job, which is kind of crappy, but he has a job in a deli, slicing deli meat for $8 an hour. And he said to me the other day, I almost fell off my chair as usual, like with things that blow me away, but he said, all I do is I wake up, I go slice meat. He goes, I'm tired. I go home. He goes, this is an unacceptable way to live. I'm like, the majority of the people. You get up, and that's where I said this is where Time to Play started. This is the whole premise behind it, really about us. You get up, you wake up, you go to work, you work all day. You're there more than you are anywhere else in your life. You work all day, you run home, you have to do dinner and take care of everything. You fall into bed exhausted. The next day, January is over. This month of January is over. Like, what happened? Where did the days go? And this is this discussion that we had, and you're 1,000% right. We're in a blur and somehow have to pull ourselves into enjoying our day. Do something with our day.
When I play at work because I'm a makeup artist. I'm painting people for a living. I color on people. But I'm also reacting and interacting. I laugh. I make them laugh. I try to make my work enjoyable. If Gregory would be talking to his clients and enjoy and interacting with them more and getting to know them a little bit. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. Well, what I mean is that it makes the work a little more enjoyable. It's like when the first time I went into my father's office, everything was this sort of gray, mint green, including the fan and the ceiling and the appliances and the desks and I thought, this is what work is? I looked at everything. It was the most depressing sort of a mint green funk. And I thought, and he worked in a hospital. He was the controller for Doctors Hospital for many years. And I thought, I don't want to do this. If this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life, this is what work looks like. And my work, of course, is with color and with line and fun, and I'm interacting with people. But no matter what you do, being a hospital administrator, being a cashier, being whatever, you can learn to make that life you can take the time to learn to make your work play.
No doubt. And we, on the website, on Time to Play, we do have articles from different people, and Michael writes different articles, and I write different articles, and, our goal is to provide tips to people so that they can actually pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and make their life as good as they can. So I do want to just go through some other things that I did pick up regarding the seasonal affective disorder. And one of the things that was most interesting is, of course, exercise. I said I do teach a little diabetes prevention class that I have, and exercise is most difficult. I used to exercise. I would get up, I'm not even kidding, at 4:30 in the morning, roll out of bed, put on my sneakers, go to the gym for an hour or whatever, all the time. And I'm like, going to be 50 soon, and I'm a little more tired at 4:30 in the morning, and I don't have that energy to do that. And in the winter, it is really harder to do. That Dr. Benthal says that we don't need that much time, but like to get outside into the sun and walk. The light box, of course, put the lights on early in the morning for the light therapy, but there's this gentleman that had written a book. Where did I put it? Oh, my goodness. Wait, hold on. I have it here. Hang on. This man, John, what?
I said, aren't you glad we're not on TV?
Oh, my God, I know, right? But there's a Harvard Medical School psychiatrist, John Ratey, R-A-T-E-Y. He wrote a book called Spark, the Revolutionary New Science of Exercise in the Brain. And he says even 10 minutes of activity changes our brain, and it just helps us. So, of course, we know that exercise helps prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, but he, and this is quoted, exercise is the single best thing you could do for your brain in terms of mood, memory, and learning. So, and then he said even 10 minutes can help. So I think that that's something to consider. If you don't have anything, for exercise in your house, maybe walk up and down the stairs for 10 minutes.
When I get out of work on Sunday, I work till 4:30. It's about 2 miles for me to go from my job to where I pick up my bus. And I want to tell you something. That's about 15 minutes of walking. That 15 minutes gives me such an energy boost and makes me feel so good just to get that stride. I get my stride, and my whole body feels invigorated and charged by that walk. And it's not and walking is an aerobic exercise. You're using your entire body. So even if you just walk, and I lost 52 pounds walking, so we know that walking is it's the most simple exercise that anybody can do it pretty much.
Well, this I appreciate. So we're talking about some non-pharmacological ways, and again, go to the doctor, get, their opinions and everything like that. But, and also if you can even exercise, some people, can't, but
true.
There's always something you could do. Like even if you can't physically walk, they have like arm bikes and little, grab a bottle of water and do some biceps exercises or something. But this is an interesting piece of that article, and this was published in the U.S. News. It's called 7 Mind-Blowing Benefits of Exercise. I'll actually put this in the news. You should know on the Time to Play homepage. But this says jumping on the treadmill or cross-trainer for 30 minutes can blow off tension. Says the reverses effects of stress, can blow up tension by increasing levels of soothing brain chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which I don't recall ever hearing that one, but serotonin and dopamine. We certainly.
Well.
So, but it says what's fascinating is that exercise might actually work on a cellular level to reverse stress's toll on our aging process. And they researched and they had stressed out women who exercised vigorously 45 minutes over a 3-day period, and they had cells that showed fewer signs of aging compared to women who were stressed and inactive. And it alters the blood flow to areas, which honestly I've been reading a little bit about that too. When you have decreased blood flow to your brain, you have an increased risk of dementia as well.
Sure.
So that's very interesting. Absolutely, right? So that's
I'm spoiled. I'm
important.
sitting here, talk about light boxes. I'm sitting here. It's a beautiful, the snow is piled up to my nostrils, but
I know.
It's a beautiful sunny day. We've got at least a foot and a half of snow on the ground here, and it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm looking out the window, and I can feel the energy from the sun making me feel better, And I did my little run earlier, so I know you're right. But that's something people don't, people that are quote unquote shut-ins, they don't even look out the window. Don't even look, and they're depriving themselves not only of the light, but also you're missing vitamin A and D, which your body needs to grow.
Absolutely. And that's, again, when I started in the skilled nursing facility, I worked in a hospital for 14 years, and the people are in the hospital in most cases on a short period of time. So they go home. But in the nursing homes, the people are there longer. And the light therapy, I believe, is extremely important. I actually, in my office over my desk, put a daylight light bulb in my lamp to just give me a little bit more brightness. It's just something to put into consideration that, especially in the winter, and you're 100% right, because I'm actually, because of the snow, in my dining room this morning, and I do have sun, and it's so pretty, so that's something to just consider. And in our day, when we're rushing here, there, and everywhere, maybe we don't take a second to stop and, just enjoy that sun and that warmth. And there's just another part of that U.S. News article, 7 mind-blowing benefits of exercise. Like I said, I'll post it, but it does note that it does reduce depression. So it says sweat-induced activity can reduce symptoms of depression as effectively as antidepressants. So again, talk to your doctor. It's something very interesting. They even say yoga can be used to complement, et cetera. So we have 2 minutes left. I did want to talk about, I have this in big letters, look beautiful, what you can do. Another thing, I think that sometimes when we are in the seasonal affective disorder, we'll put on a pair of sweatpants and might put our hair in a ponytail for those who have, long hair. We might not take that time. Michael, talk about what you can easily do.
This is something I do know something about, I would imagine, don't you?
I think so.
I think.
Sorry, at the end of the thing, I was planning on talking about this a lot.
I've told my clients for 100 times, and it's true. Put on a little gloss. Put on a little mascara. Make your eyes look better. And when you look in the mirror, you don't look as tired. You look, quote unquote, beautiful, and you feel better. A little I tell people there's 3 little things you should do, like you're doing in your house. Do your windows, which are your eyes. So you do up your mascara a little bit, a little eyeliner. Put on a little blush so your cheeks have some color, just a little. Or in Long Island, you use bronzer. And a little lip gloss, because it's going to give the lips a shine, make them look smoother, and you're going to look healthier, you're going to feel better. So those are quick things. And like you say, do something with the hair a little bit. Put on, if you've got nice ears, and then put on, a little jewelry, maybe a necklace or some earrings. Decorate yourself. Make yourself feel good, Even the very act of doing that, of taking care of yourself in that way, will help you raise your self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Don't you
Put
think?
on a bright color shirt, something bright, maybe something that will make you happy if you have your favorite outfit, something that you might not usually wear, but something that makes you happy. And you know what? Hey, even if it's a tank top, put on the tank top, put on a sweater, something if that makes you feel better about yourself.
Don't look like a swamp.
Right. And what?
Don't look like a swamp. A swamp.
Exactly.
Don't be a slouch. Turning yourself into a couch potato is going to make you blend into your sofa, and that's not going to help. You need to make you cut yourself back out and cut yourself back into the picture. Don't blend into the woodwork.
I agree with you. And you know what? When you look fantastic, other people are going to take that energy from you as well. The other thing is the aromatherapy, and we created the Extraordinary fragrance, and one of the main notes in it is bergamot, and bergamot is actually found in Earl Grey tea. It has anti-anxiety, antidepressant tendencies in there, and something so simple as that as well. A aromatherapy, or some sort of a herbal therapy like the teas, that you can go to a health food store and learn something about that, to just pick you up a little bit too. And I think that that's very, very important. If you want to learn more about the Be Extraordinary fragrance, we're redoing the shopping cart, but it is on the homepage of timetoplay.com, so you can see that. The description is not there. Hopefully will be within 2 weeks, so we'll get that really rocking. But it's created to help people. It wasn't done for any other reason but to, help people.
I designed the fragrance not just so that it would smell good, but literally, when I created the fragrance, I was very careful about what I put in it, so that I knew it would make people feel good besides smelling good, because I do have a good working knowledge of herbology and essential oils.
Which is fantastic, and besides that, it does really, really smell good. As a matter of fact, I wear it every single day.
It's a beautiful fragrance.
And I was passing Jim the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you smell really good." So it does. It smells fantastic. So, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, there's so much information about seasonal affective disorder out there. There's no way I could convey all of it. And again, Michael and I aren't doctors. We're just learning things that we can use to enjoy life and passing on that information. And that is the goal of the Time to Play project. It is resources for people to have a better life, and I put all sorts of people together. So we have coaches, and we have financial planners, and we have, all sorts of people on there to, give articles and information free, all free, so that people can learn what they need to know so they can enjoy life. Anything else you want to add, Michael?
Just that I hope people take a little bit of what we said to heart, and that you all enjoy your day and shovel.
Shovel, absolutely. So I'm going to stay in today and just observe the beautiful snow. So I will not be shoveling. I do hibernate in this cold weather. I really do, I have to say. So, but anyway, so aside from that, everybody have a fantastic week, and I hope that people might have learned something that is helpful for them today. If anybody has any feedback, things that you need to learn, let me know. And by the way, just as a note, I forgot, I wanted to just mention about the healthy eating part again with the diabetes prevention program. Like, that's also something. So, like, if you reach in for that bag of potato chips, maybe that'll also trigger. So the diabetes prevention program New York State Department of Health has trained me with is really low-fat, low-calorie food choices versus
there's plenty of other things you can eat besides potato chips. I don't eat potato chips.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. We like potato chips. My
delicious,
downfall.
But I'm not going to do that. No.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And losing 50-something pounds really, you put into perspective. Do you want to go there? So if anybody has anything else that they need to know, please let us know. And you can email over to info@timetoplay.com or our office number is 631-331-2675. Thank you as always, Michael, and
thank you, Love.
I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll talk soon.
Look forward to talking to you all next week. Take care and have a great day.